have it all. I can have it all.
Hi everybody, it's Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have a friend with me today. I'm very excited to introduce you to Cathy Brown. Cathy Brown, I've had the honor, the privilege of mentoring Cathy for about a year. And she is a certified law of attraction coach through the QSCA. She's a graduate of the Awakening Your Light Body course, which I got to teach her. She's a student of the Energy Mindfulness for Awakening Conscious, which is the higher level master course with the QSCA with Karen Lamarck Wilson. And she is honored and privileged to have been personally mentored by me. It was really, truly my pleasure and my honor. So after she went through the coaching academy and did this mentorship, she got really trained to do people's why. She actually has a master's degree in business administration. She's developed several very successful businesses. She does personal coaching sessions, online group classes, and like I said, has become a Know Your Why facilitator. So welcome, Cathy.
Well, thank you, and thank you so much for that great introduction.
Absolutely.
I appreciate being here.
Well, I was really excited because, as you know, and I just want to let everybody else know, when we were mentoring together, we were mentoring for a year-long program, and when I got hold of this program called Know Your Why, because I met Ridgely, who is just an amazing guy, he offered to do my why for me. And for me, it opened up such a perspective for me. It really changed things, and I know you had the same experience.
Absolutely.
But let's just talk about this. So, you know, we're gonna talk about what is the why and all that kind of stuff, but I want to really share my experience with it. So I met Ridgely, and he said, let's get on the Skype together, let's do your why. And I thought, okay. So he took me through this process, and after, he told me that my why is building and maintaining trusting relationships. And for me, it was like, it was almost like a flashback of like my life. And it was like, oh my God, like everything made sense to me now. And why this relationship didn't work, and why this relationship does work. And, you know, why I was so angry, holding on to anger in this relationship. And it was just like literally flashbacks of, oh my gosh, I understand myself so much more, because now I understand my why. And knowing that, it got me to be so clear that I have done so many changes, not only in my business with the people that I associate with and the people that work with me. I have a deeper level of even more trust with the people that do work with me. So I had so many ahas. It actually has really helped my relationship with Frederick in a lot of ways, because Ridgely got on the phone and did his why.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and so now I know his is contribution. He wants to feel the appreciation of the contribution. Like, he's got the value of the contribution. There's probably a better way that you know how to say it, because there's many different whys that you're going to talk about. But for me, it's like I see how he's happy to show up and to do something, but he wants to feel my appreciation for that contribution. And I get that men, you know, typically, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You know, John Gray had said that men need to feel the appreciation. It's a really big why for him. It's like, if he gets that attaboy, you know, more than that, but if he gets that really, that just energy of appreciation from me, he wants to do even more. He feels good about himself. He feels like, yes, that was on purpose. And even with the boys, all that. So for me, though, for him to understand that trust, and I did a whole Quantum Success show just on trust, that trust is really taking the promises that you make and sticking to those promises, and that's how the trust builds. That's a future episode that's coming up. But it's so important for me. So, you know, I just loved it. Tell us your experience with learning your why.
Well, you know, it was exciting because, thank you, you put me in touch with Ridgely, because I had a corporate background and he was looking for coaches to talk about the why to the corporate America. And I thought, wow. So you hooked us up and we talked, and he started to explain all about it. He said, no, wait a minute. He says, just let me do your why. and it'll all become clear. Well, I am also a trust person. So maybe that's why we get along so well.
Yes.
But I too had some ahas. And it was just the longer I thought about it, the more of these ahas came to me. Like, for example, anybody who knows me knows I'm an animal lover. I've always been throughout my life. In fact, now I have two huge collies, Lexi and Leo. And I'm praying that they're quiet for the rest of the interview, But what happened is I've always been an animal lover, but now I know why. When you have animals in your life, they're your best friends. You can trust them. They're never going to abandon you. They're going to be there for you. I mean, how many times you've been sad and your dog comes up and puts his head in your lap and it's always wonderful. It's that whole trust factor. And it suddenly became clear. That's why. And I've always been in awe of people who, when their relationships broke up, they could still remain friends with the other person. I could never do that. I mean, once it's done, it's done. It's because I could never truly trust them again, regardless if it was my fault or the boy's fault. It made no difference.
Right.
It was that trust factor. And, it also has affected my business because now I'm very picky on who I like to deal with, either in joint ventures or clients. I'm always trying to give that little extra to prove to my clients that I'm trustworthy. And I want to pick people who I can bond with, who get me and I get them, because that's where you build the loyalty. So it's really made a big difference in my life as well. Absolutely has.
I agree. And, for me, it's really learning that. It's like trust for me was something I didn't have at an early stage in life. I didn't feel like I could trust the big people around me. And I even asked Richard, I'm like, is our whys something that has to do with a core issue? And he was saying that he was asked to do more research on that because for me, it was a big core issue. It's like I couldn't trust the big people, in my lives. And, now I do, but back then I couldn't. And so that's why for me, if I don't trust someone, I don't feel safe. I mean, it is a core, literally how I go about it. And can I show up and totally 100% be myself because I trust this person to love me if I'm not, or, if I am.
And, it's very interesting because knowing your why is almost like a natural law. Like law of gravity and law of attraction.
Yeah.
Both of those are working with us if we know them or not. And it's smart if we can work with them because otherwise, we don't know what we're sending out there and bad stuff comes back if we don't know it.
Right.
The why is the same thing. It's kind of like the filter, that we see our life through. It's how we make the decisions we make. It's what we're made of. It's what our compassion is all about. It's what makes us different. It's what sets us apart. It's our special gift. Yeah. And it's really, really important.
So I was going to ask you, what are the reasons? Why should we learn about our why? Because, right?
Well, the first of all is what we were talking about. You know yourself better.
Yeah.
And if you know your why and your family and your friends also know their why, the communication is so much better.
Yeah.
Like you had mentioned with Frederick. Your why is so important on the trust. So if, for example, he says he's going to be home at 5 o'clock, shows up at 5:30, you're not too happy. So now he knows that. So all he can do is, hey, Christy, I'll give you a call. I'm running late. And then when he comes in the door, he's received much better.
Right.
Because he got that trust factor going. So that's very important. It gives you confidence that you know who you are. You are in alignment with yourself.
Yeah.
And another thing, and I think this is one of the most important parts, is that you know where you fit in. You ever been with a group that you just didn't click?
Yes.
Now, there's one why. There's 9 different whys. But one of them is called challenge. And challenge is not as common as some of the other whys. But when you're a challenge person, you challenge everything. You challenge your authority. You challenge the status quo. You're a rebel. You do things your way. Now, how do you think that would go over when you're in school? Probably not too smooth.
Right.
The interesting thing is that a lot of these challenge people are creative geniuses, like Steve Jobs. Now, can you imagine if you're a challenge why, and you knew that you were a challenge why while you were in school, how much easier that would have made it on you and your teachers? I did my oldest grandchildren, 12, 15, and 16. I did their whys. They shared them with their mom and dads. And my daughter, Christine, calls us, Mom, it makes sense. My 15-year-old was driving me crazy, but now I get it. I kind of understand. So it really brings harmony to the whole family.
Absolutely. Because you know what's most important to them. It helps you get to know your children even more too.
Absolutely.
You know? Absolutely. Yeah. So can you actually use your why to be successful and even grow a business?
Oh, absolutely you can. And you know what? One of the things you told me, and you've told me many things, and I've learned so much from you, is that success has two components: alignment and momentum. Remember? Alignment, momentum, alignment, momentum. That's that's been my mantra ever since I met you. And how do you align? You got to know your true self.
Yeah.
And then you align with the universe. You send out the attention of what you want. Well, what better way to align with yourself than to know your why? Mm-hmm. So then when you're aligned with yourself and the universe sends you information, thoughts, ideas, actions to take. We call it inspired action. That then produces the momentum. So now you've got the alignment and momentum. And how to keep that momentum going is you get your why message out in your marketing. Mm-hmm. Because so many people, I feel sad. So many people spend so much money in marketing what they do, but they don't market who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to get clients, especially in coaching or selling widgets or whatever, what people care about is they care about you. And if they care about you, then they may be open to care about your business. So what do you believe? How do you think? Can I connect with you? Can I trust you? Can I do this? So once that's out there, then you stand out. Because if there's no reason to pick you over everybody else, there's 50 other people doing the same thing you do. So by them connecting with you, and it all depends on how they feel. Do they feel that they can connect? And that all starts with your why.
Absolutely.
And then you get clients, okay? But what clients do you want? When you first start, you want everybody, right? But you don't really want everybody. You want people that get you. You want people that connect with you, that believe as you do, and that trust what you're doing. So where do you get those people? Well, first of all, you learn your why. Then you get in alignment with the universe and get the momentum going. That then the universe brings you those clients. You just get out of the way and allow it to happen. But it all starts with the why.
Well, I'm even thinking of this too, is that, as we talk about in the QSCA, creating a strategic traction plan. And then also what we did in the mentoring program is getting really super clear on who's that avatar, like who's that ideal client that you want to serve. And, for me, even knowing this why, that became like who I want to serve is even a lot more clearer, because I want to be able to know that I can confide in the client that I'm coaching and share a very personal, intimate story as a way of, as a teaching point. And that person will, I can have their trust. They're not going to go just share that story with everybody. Or that they know that they can trust me, that what they tell me in confidence stays only with me. And so that's an important aspect, even in creating, an ideal client.
Absolutely. It's that connection. It's that connection.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's creating a ideal partner. I mean, any aspect of it, it's like, and it's funny because I wrote out my ideal perfect, if you want to use the word perfect, ideal perfect man years ago. And one of the first words on there, without me even knowing, was I can trust. I trust him.
Yes.
So it's interesting. It's in and it just weaves through everything. And like you said, it was just that flashbacky. Oh my gosh, I make sense. I'm not crazy. It makes sense.
It's okay. That's me. It's okay.
Yeah.
So it really is exciting.
It really is exciting.
It's the clarity. It just opens up your whole world. Like, I know me, and I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is important. So how can people learn more about their why? I know you're giving a special gift that we're gonna have underneath the video, so everybody can just click on it. But tell them how that they can learn more about their why.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm giving a free teleseminar this Thursday evening, so it's coming up really soon, October 29th, and it's called The Power of Your Why, and it's going to be 6 o'clock Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern. And you just register from the link below, as you just mentioned. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be open. We're going to have a lot of fun laughing and everything. And what I'm going to talk about is how the why started and how it works. Because, a lot of people may be listening to this and say, yeah, well, I don't get it. what's the science behind it? Well, I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain how it starts pretty much your whole life and the science behind it, the brain biology. And then I'm going to talk about the process. First of all, you know your why, and then you express, how do you express your why? How do you show you out to the universe? And that's important. And then how you put that into your marketing to attract your ideal clients. And then how it transforms your personal and your professional life. And then, if we have time, I may select somebody from the audience, the listening audience, and live do their why for them so everybody can see the process. And it's a lot of fun, short process, and it's really, really mind awakening. It really is.
That's awesome. I wanted to say too, one thing I always recommend, and I've mentioned this many times, I know you learned this in the QSEA, is that one of the best processes I still use to this day is when a contrast shows up, something I don't want, I go, okay, what do I want? Why do I want it? And how do I want to feel? And even just knowing my why makes me understand why I want something even more clearer. And the more clearer we can be, the more clarity that we have, the more powerful we are as a creator. So I'm excited that you're doing this teleseminar. You guys, it's a free teleseminar. Cathy's amazing. Yeah, show him Originally's book.
I have a special gift. Thank you so much for signing up to coming, okay? And when you sign up to come, I'm going to give you a free 5 chapters of this book. Now, this book is called The Why Engine. And it was developed and written by Richard Goldsboro. He's the guy that did our whys, and he's also the co-founder of the Why organization. And this little book is the most expensive little book that I've ever bought. I don't know if you can see the back here, $195 on Amazon. But as an appreciation for registering for my seminar, first 5 chapters are going to be free.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I'll send them to you as soon as you register. You will get an email with the link to download the first 5 chapters. And it's a fun read, and it'll set the stage. You can either read it before or after the seminar.
Awesome.
But it's my gift to you.
Very nice. Thank you, Cathy. That's wonderful. So everybody go below the link. It's free. Like I said, no cost, no obligation, just a free gift that Cathy's getting. Learn more about your why. It really is a great process to understand yourself and to have that clarity. So thank you for doing that. I'm excited to hear all of your big ahas like Cathy and I had, and let me know what you're taking away from when you have this teleseminar after your teleseminar with Cathy. So thanks, Cathy, for putting this on. I know you're doing it especially for my community, for my family, and I definitely appreciate that. So thank you very much.
And Christy, thank you for all you do.
Aww.
You make all of us better people, and thank you.
Thank you. Wow, it's not too often I lose my words, but thank you. That touched me. Thank you so much. I love Cathy. Thank you. So let us know, everybody, what you're taking away from today, and please make sure you go click the link below and sign up for Cathy's teleseminar. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So as always, the best discussions happen after the episode at ChristyWhitman.com, where you can join my community, which I call my family. You'll receive free teleseminars, webinars, ebooks, videos, and much more just by being part of the community. Did you like this video? Then subscribe and share it with everybody you know. Check out these other related videos to help you get inspired and informed.